Okay, welcome to an official walkthrough of Offseason Empire. We just launched on gmgames.org, pushing for Android native and iOS native apps coming in the next month or so. But let's walk through the web browser version right now on desktop so you can get a full view of kind of what the game is and what it has to offer. So as you go to app.offseasonempire.com, you'll be greeted with this landing screen where you can create a new game or you can load one from file. So loading from file, when you download within, you can pull that from any machine and play it on your phone, on your desktop, your laptop, whatever you want. You can play the same file and kind of keep going with the same franchise. But for now, we're going to start with a new game. And here you get to choose your own team. This is a fictional league that's generated on every new game push. You can import your own league. And when you click that, you do get the option to download the template. It's an Excel document where you can update everything and import your own players and your own teams, logos, colors, all that good stuff. And then you just upload that file to here and it will import a fresh league, whatever teams you want in there. But for now, we're going to move forward with some of these custom teams. And here on this screen, one, you can change to dark mode, which we just implemented and looks really clean. We're going to stay in light mode for now. But here you can kind of choose your team. And it's not just about the logo or the city, where you can customize that, however, right at the beginning and jump through and change the color scheme of your team. It's also about your owner and how that's going to affect your team building moving forward. So we have three kind of attributes here for each owner: wealth, patience, passion, and kind of giving a readout there, plus the owner's mandate, championship or bust for this team. But also you do have a $50.3 million a year football operations budget. That is split between your head coach and your scouts. And we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go with the Memphis Cardinals, change them to a red color, uh, kind of play with this scheme a little bit, get them red and black, and save it there. Now we're the Memphis Cardinals. We have a pretty patient owner. He just wants us to win the division. Uh, and we have with a little bit less to work with as far as football ups, but that's okay. Let's move forward. So, breaking news: owner cleans house. Every team, when you start a new season, we really wanted to give a little bit of a storytelling and a reason to kind of take over these teams, right? Giving you an early top five pick in the draft coming up, but also cleaning house as far as coaching staff and scouts go. So really giving you your first couple tasks to start to build your team. And here we go. We get to work. So first things first, we got to hire our coaching staff. There is a list of available head coaches with their overall rating, their potential rating. So there is growth for coaches as well. Is it a veteran retread? Is it a hot coordinator? And then some actual strategic attributes as well. And fourth downs, how short is the QB leash? How does he handle clock management? And how does he handle development? And then kind of going through, past job experience and what kind of offense and defense he runs. And then his budget, how it affects your overall football operations budget. So you'll see here what we have left over kind of moving forward after we hire a coach. And so one of the cool things that we've implemented here too is the assistant GM. I tried to make this as unannoying as possible, if that's actually a word, tried to give it the mandate of, not clippy, but helpful. So it's there when you need it. It will answer as many questions as you possibly can. This is not AI driven. It's just built on kind of the information that's on each page that it knows. So it's not, necessary to have an API tied into this or cost credit budget things and stuff like that. But it does have a lot of knowledge at its fingertips and can kind of pull that stuff too. It'll start with flagging something that's up and let you know that you need to hire a coach. And these are the coaches that kind of are the best fit for your team. And if you click on them, it'll highlight that and you can kind of evaluate that situation. But also you can ask it questions. First, give me the rundown is going to be available on a lot of different pages. And that gives you like a full viewpoint of, what this page is showing itself. And then you can kind of go through and ask it ask it more questions. So, who should I hire as a head coach? We go back to that. It's one of these guys. I'm going to hire this guy. I'm going to give him a little bit more on top of that. I'm going to add some years, and then I'm going to make an offer. He has accepted the job. We're going to introduce the staff. So here is your coaching staff window. And once we hire a scouting staff, this kind of checklist will go away. But for the most part, this is what your coaching staff page will look like. And we'll return to this and show you what these buckets all mean in a second. For now, we're going to go into our scouting department. And here's kind of more information. This is our big board. This is the potential draft picks coming into it. And you'll see they have what college they're from. Those are fictional as well. And then what region are they from? This is good to kind of view the top of the big board and see what's a real heavy region that we can kind of pull through and track talent. And here you'll see like the staff opening for the scouts. These are going to show you, what the best fits are for at least starting your scouting department. But also you can ask which draft regions are the strongest and for what class. So you have no scouts yet. A scout that works this ground. West and East is the strongest. So we have a scout that works that ground. Terrell Phillips. So he's working scouting the front seven on defense, and he's in the Midwest. So we're going to give him an offer. We're going to try to undercut him a little bit so we can get a little bit more, and we did get him. So he is our first scout, and you can hire as many scouts as you have money for. So we just keep going in that space. I want to get a quarterback next year in the draft, or this year in the draft. So I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to double check and see who the top quarterbacks are in the coming class. South looks pretty heavy, so I'm going to make sure my quarterback scout is looking at the South, and I'm going to try to find the best one. He's got an 83 skill, so I'm going to make an offer at 4.2, and I got him. So right now I'm going to move forward with these two scouts in my scouting department, and as you can see, once you revisit the big board, you'll see that these tabs are color-coded to match your scouts and who's scouting what. So as we're looking at the QB list, we got a pretty good coverage of the top 15 or 20 quarterbacks. When we look at the entire big board, we have this guy being scouted by our other scout, and then a couple other down here. So just a little bit about the scouting department, brief overview, and then we move into the off season. So owner just cleaned house. Now we're starting to put the pieces back together before the season kicks off. So first things first, retiring players. This in the first season, obviously isn't a huge deal. So we'll just kind of skip through that, but that'll happen every season. And, as players age out, they move on. The next screen you're going to see is the expiring contracts here. Expiring contracts, you'll be able to franchise tag one player each year. And your assistant GM can kind of help you with that. Should I franchise tag anyone? This guy's the tag case. He's 29. He's a 96 rated receiver. So let's take a look at his situation. Reggie Garcia, you can click their name, see their full player card. Here's his past stats. He has a scouting report as well, some ratings, contract information. And his tag number is $38 million a year, which sounds pretty crazy and would probably put us in a real tough spot. Let's see if we can negotiate with him and sign him to a long-term deal. So he's looking for about $28.3 million a year. And we're going to be over the cap if we try to sign him. You can kind of mess with some of the numbers here, putting a max defer and see how that affects the cap. We're still going to be over at that space. So it's really not feasible for us to kind of sign him to a long-term deal. If we tag him, we can keep him and then kind of see what happens, but we're still already over the cap. So that means we cannot sign any of these other guys. So again, it's really your personal preference, how you want to move forward. We released most of those players by moving ahead. So that did clear up some space. As you can see, our key departures here, these are the guys that we let go. He retired, those kinds of things. So now free agency begins. And here's your big board of free agents. You can sort by any of these categories, including potential and overall. This is a really high-rated left tackle. Let's see what he's asking for. $30 million a year. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So go ahead and close that. So here you can kind of go through. You can sort by offense, defense, special teams. You can also go through positionally and sort by each of these kind of attributes as well. So we're going to skip ahead to that, finishing free agency. So now we go to the scouting combine, and this again will happen every season. Now we're in the pre-draft scouting. What will happen here is your two scouts will start putting together reports on the players. So for here, as we click up, you click on his report, and it'll highlight him on the big board. He is currently ranked 62. This is the range of overall we think he's going to be at. And then if we click here, we can kind of go a little bit more detail into his report. He's climbing his tape grades out to around 2, so that's his report now. And the assistant GM will give you some insights on him as well. You can favorite him to kind of keep tabs on him as we go through this process. And again, you can sort through different position groups as well. And if you want to kind of update your scouting department, you can in this space as well. And here we go. This one's, in the 54 to 60. So they do scout guys from all over. Roger Reynolds is climbing his tape grades to around 5, so he's a later round pick. So you're covered as far as information goes for all 7 rounds in the draft. So we continue to pro days, and there's just a couple different stages here as it gets a little bit deeper, and you'll see the percentage scouted. So yeah, we have Terrell Phillips scouting the front 7. He's captured Noah Brooks most of his information. So we have a good idea of what his estimated overall is going to be. That gets tightened up. His ceiling gets tightened up, and we can kind of go from there. Now we continue to the private visits, just another phase. We have some more reports from pro days. It also pulls guys off the boards if we think that they're undraftable. So once you get a full fill, a certain percentage amount, and we don't think they're draftable players, we'll move them off the board completely. So that's kind of a cool little nuance, but there's still 500 players that are still available for you to choose from. Ooh, Tyler Perry. Probably hilarious. And next will be on to the draft.